No, thank you very much, Chair. And we really want to thank every young person in South Africa who would have been following these proceedings. Because the NYDA Chair must serve the youth of South Africa. And it's in public interest that the youth of South Africa must understand what is the caliber of leadership that will form part of a board of the NYDA. It's public interest in South Africa to know that these people who are sending to be board candidates, are they ethical individuals? It's public interest. The youth and the people of South Africa need to know, are we dealing with ethical people here who are going to preside over a budget that is close to 1 billion rand annually? The people of South Africa need to know if there is a whistleblower or if there are allegations against the falsification of qualifications of particular candidates. It's not interrogation. It's public interest. The people of South Africa, it's a people's parliament. There's a reason why these proceedings are live. Otherwise, we're supposed to meet in a corner somewhere in some restaurant and have a discussion amongst ourselves, and then that's it. So I don't know why people now are suddenly becoming defensive or they are being angry because we have potentially shown the public that some of these candidates may not necessarily have the ethical stature that we're looking for to lead the NYDA. It was not a fight. It was a question to say, can we trust these people with the public purse? And we had to take each and every candidate through that particular process. Now, I am happy because I listened very attentively to the presentation of Dr. Tembe. Dr. Tembe, the first thing he did, he agreed with the point that I raised last week to say, the Act is saying someone must be 35 by the time of appointment. And even last week, if you remember, Chair, people became extremely defensive. And I'm saying, this is what the Act is saying. I agree with what the Honorable Member is saying previously, but I also think it's being unfair on Dr. Tembe. Dr. Tembe can't rewrite how the Act writes certain sentences or how it words certain things. He's got to read it as it is. If this committee then feels that this Act is not worded correctly, or this Act is not specific on certain issues, then this committee is empowered by Parliament to go into a process of an amendment of a particular Act. It's what has happened in many other committees. This committee has done that before.
And we will do that.
So I'm happy that Dr. Tembe says, in as far as the Act is concerned, this process was very seamless. I'm happy that Dr. Tembe doesn't make mention of the frivolous claims of Popia, which are coming. I'm very happy he didn't talk about that. That's why I won't even entertain the letter that you got, Chair. I think if people have money to waste in the courts of South Africa, they can go and do that. So I'm happy he didn't mention any of that, because in as far as the Popia Act is concerned, if people really understand the Popia Act, this committee did everything possible to protect the information of candidates. We hid their ID numbers. We hid certain parts in the CVs. Certain things. That's why we had a special file that we couldn't leave and we couldn't go out with it. So everything that we did was in line with the Popia Act. Now, if people are just going to come and make such claims and write to you unnecessary letters, Chair, let them do that. We'll meet in court. But we are happy if we have demonstrated to the people of South Africa that we've scrutinized these candidates to the fullest ability. I don't know why people have a problem with us asking candidates questions that are related to their CVs. Because these CVs were not the ones who wrote them. The candidates are the ones who wrote CVs and submitted the CVs to Parliament. So how can a member of Parliament then say, you are not supposed to ask a candidate about their CV? But they wrote this thing to us.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Lonzi.
No, I must make this point, Chair, because you've allowed other members to speak. They've mentioned our names, and you didn't want us to disrupt you when they were speaking. So we have to respond to those things, because it's going to create a very wrong impression to the public. So I don't know why people will say you can't ask about a CV. If someone comes here and says, I've got 10 years experience. Now, as members of Parliament at this level, we must just accept that this person has 10 years experience because they wrote it on their CV that they have 10 years experience. We ought to ask them to say, but my man, how do you have 10 years experience? Because this contradicts another aspect in your particular CV. By the way, Chair, we even got to reveal something, leave the other investigations and the whistleblowers. Through that scrutinization of the CV, the candidate admits and says there was a typo.
Okay, but
That is something that we've managed to achieve. Now, if we're going to listen to what the fellow members of parliament are saying, that we were not supposed to scrutinize, it means this parliament was going to run with the impression that that candidate graduated in 2011, when by his own admission he's saying, I graduated in 2021. So why would someone have a problem with that particular revelation unless you are hiding something from the people of South Africa? So we are not part of any agenda that seeks to hide anything from the people of South Africa. If there are candidates who potentially committed a crime, who falsified the CV, who cheated Parliament, who lied to Parliament, who submitted false qualifications to other departments and municipalities in South Africa, we must be able to expose it here in Parliament, not behind closed doors, not anywhere else in Parliament. And if people want to defend criminals, if people want to defend criminality because it's the political party position they were given before they come to this committee, then they will be charged for that. But we must be able to say to the people of South Africa, even when certain members of Parliament wanted to defend a crime, we stood alone, even though we stood on our own. It's fine. History will absolve us, because very soon investigations are going to take place, certain revelations are going to be made. The people of South Africa must ask, when this question came before Parliament, which side were you standing on? Were you defending this, or were you exposing it to the people? So we're not shaken by people who are insecure about their candidates and all of those things. Chair, we're very happy with this list. We're very happy with the manner in which you've run this process. We think that it was fair. We think that we got the best possible young people who are ethical, who are honest, who are qualified. There's a nice mix. I'm happy to see LGBTQI, because I think I raised it in the last week that the last board didn't have. So I'm happy to have that representation. I'm happy that we've got disabled youth to ensure that their issues are at the center. I'm also very happy with the gender parity, the gender balance on this particular list of 9 names. The only thing I would have raised, Chair, and maybe you'll clarify it for me, I don't know why we don't write the scores next to them, because we scored these people. And I think, again, it's this culture of hiding things that don't need to be hidden to the people of South Africa. Because we scored these candidates one by one. So why are we hiding that, no, this candidate got 50 and this got what? No, I'm saying you'll clarify it for me, but I must mention it because the people of South Africa know that we have scored these candidates, but we're hiding their scores. The same way we wanted to hide that people falsified their CV, want to hide that someone graduated in 2021, you want to hide that someone has a typo in the CV. I don't understand this. This must be a transparent process. So please try to clarify. I believe that the people of South Africa know that we scored these people, and we must be able to put their scores there. And that will be the truest report to Parliament.